Hello and welcome back to Transports Fever 2, the UK modded series. Thank you very much for joining me in today's video. Last time out, I worked on the southwestern terminus, which was over in Taunton. Was it the southwestern? Yes, it was the southwestern terminus, and mainly the main point of that was actually getting the freight, the goods yard, up and running, as the passenger station is perfectly alright. In this video, I think I did say in the last video I would work in Stratford, trying to get the marshalling yard up, but so I've been thinking about this and I thought Taunton has its goods yard up and running, Kingsbridge has its goods yard up and running. I might as well finish the goods yard on what used to be a different line by a so-called different company, and I might as well go over to Sudbury and finish that goods yard off, making sure that the entire south side of the map has its goods yards sorted, up and running, ready to go. So that is what I'm going to be doing in today's video. This is going to be completing the southeastern terminus, though I might call it something else because this is going to be a really complicated goods yard. After the intro, I will show you what the plan is, get on with it, and see if I can actually pull it off, because this might be the one and only goods yard that I'm genuinely concerned may not actually be able to function, or at least work, connect, or join the main lines in the way I intend it to, just because of the layout of the roads and the approach into Sudbury. So make sure you stay tuned, let's get started, and hopefully I can do something, at least something, with this. So, the location for the goods yard is this field here. Now you're probably thinking, hang on a minute, that does not seem that difficult. What could be the possible difficulty in getting a goods yard into this field? There's plenty of room, it goes up to a road, it just seems simple. You would think that. I want to connect this up to this rail here. The old and original railway that went over into Sudbury. In fact, because I'm going to be doing this, I'm actually intending to take quite a few, get rid of the path, quite a few thumbnail locations that I can then do comparisons of, past and present, and this is going to be one of them. And this is going to be somewhat interesting. So you're going to see quite a few keyframes being made so that I can jump back and forth. But the plan is that I want to have this go underneath all of this. And now you're starting to see the problem, because hang on, we've got this road here which might need to be adjusted significantly, but it needs to go under all of this, pop out here, and somehow connect. But that is not all. I also want a freight line coming in from here and turning in on this side, just in case I need to use a marshalling yard wherever I put it, and I wish to use that marshalling yard to get anything to Shepshire. If I do not create a railway that goes across, I would need it to go along this line here, through here into some sort of siding and turn around, and then continue up to Shepshire. So there are various different ideas that I have, various different reasons I have for doing what I need to do. The first thing, of course, that I'm going to have to do is get rid of all, and I do mean all, of this. This entire section here is going to be unnecessary. There we go. Secondly, I need to work out, this bit probably is going to need to change as well. Secondly, I need to work out if it is even possible for me to get a railway underneath here and out here. So that is the next bit. And to do that, I'm going to pick a fairly low spot because things are going to have to flatten to it. So for example, there, about there, and I'll just give it some random rail bed there, like that, and check the height. So that is at 84. This is at 95. That seems doable. This is at 86. And that is where the problem comes in. Because that there, you can see, is far too high. I could lower it, but if this is already at 84, that means I'm going to have to make a decision as to the height of this, that it can get underneath. So if I do that, it needs to be able to get underneath this, which, as you can see, at this point it does not want to do so. So somehow I need to get it underneath, but it wants to do that. Maybe if I do that, I might be able to do something with it. So get it underneath that, but above that. That is going to be tricky. That is going to be really, really tricky, because you can see that might not be enough. So let's pick the 84 right here and see if that tunnels. It does, just about. It isn't the greatest, but it does just tunnel. So possibly the 84, and I know you're looking at that and go, but hang on, that works. You can just have a level crossing in the tunnel. I would rather not have that. I'd rather not have the level crossing in the tunnel, and also this bit here is, that's 82, that's 84, so it is relatively flat. It's just a matter of that there. And that is what I'm concerned about. Now, an idea that I have is I can use the manipulation tools to perhaps drop this bit by about... The problem is I need to get a tunnel under a tunnel, and that is not easy. But I could drop this bit by about 4 or 5 meters, which would be a little awkward, but I could manage it. Then get this popping out on this side at this height, which is 75. That is perfectly fine. It's just over here where it's 86. It needs to drop. So that is going to be my first idea. If I cannot pull that off, then this is already in jeopardy. So I'm going to demolish all of that, which it will probably immediately start wanting to build again. I'm going to do a marker node there, and I'm going to drop this. So what is it at currently? 88.8. I'm going to drop this 10 meters. Somehow I need it down there. So I need this to somehow get down to that height. Slightly problematic. After that, I need to select from here to here. Okay. And prepare for it to all go wrong, but do a ramp equalization. It didn't go wrong. And in fact, it's built the tunnel... Wait. It hasn't... It works. It has worked. Hang on. I'm now surprised. I see options. Please tell me the options are... Okay, there is an option present here. No. There we go, there's an issue. There is an issue. Not if I do that, though. Then somehow this works. Wait a minute. Why is this working? Why is this working when I was not expecting it to work in the slightest? It doesn't really have any problems, per se. Tunnel exit. I need the tunnel exit quite far over. About there. That is where I require the tunnel exit. Not even there. It needs to be... Hang on. What am I doing? I could very well try to make this as straight a tunnel as possible. I could do that. And then just... Or just like that. Wait, so are you ever going to exit this tunnel? Well, I can make it exit the tunnel. I can force it to exit the tunnel. That's fine. Just going to do that for now. Check out how it looks. It's smooth. This bit obviously it needs repair. Needs some serious work. You can disappear. You. I'm going to end up putting walls here instead. Are there any other angles that I really need to get screenshots from? Possibly this angle. This could be a good angle. Just to show befores and afters of this entire area. And possibly... Well, no, I've already got this bit. I'm just mildly surprised that this is working. Right, back to what I was doing then. From here to here, start going down. Actually, from here to here, smooth that out a little. That is a little bit more reasonable, I would say. That's definitely more reasonable. And then what I can do is I can have houses just up alongside here. We've got the road down towards the bottom. And yes, that is working. I'm quite surprised, as you can tell, that this is all working as I would say intended, but I did not intend for this to work. So careful. Oh, what's with the collision here? I'm going to upgrade anyway and just see what happens. Now upgrade anyway. Click right. I've done it. What is breaking? Okay. Get rid of all of this. I'm concerned that that's too small. This is too small a road. This is definitely too small a road. Unless I do a main road that... No, that is the main road. This could be slightly concerning, but I'm going to make some attempt to improve upon this. Upgrade anyway, click right. It doesn't seem to work. What does it want? Okay. Just going to delete all of this just to maximize my opportunity of building this road up. And if not, I'm going to have to do something else here, unfortunately. There we go. Honestly, that looks fine. I'm not fussed in the slightest. In fact, it looks a little bit better, I would say, in my opinion. Now that it is just a touch closer. Now this road cannot get any bigger, unfortunately, but that's okay. I'll just have to deal with that. Similarly, I think it's about time I upgraded this road to be slightly... supposed to do player ownership, yes. That way, when I go to this and go to that, everything will stay owned by me. Yes, that is the plan. Break this. I think I can have this road just follow. Yes, just follow this road along up to here. Nothing to be concerned about. Connect that up to there. Okay, good. So that gives me some positioning for my new goods yard. So, goods yard, this one. It needs to be 250 meters. Okay, I could literally just connect it like that, which is not exactly what I want to do, but it does give me an idea of I'm doing this so I can flatten the ground to the right height. So I'm just going to grab that terrain tools, flatten tool, and try and flatten this. There we go. Now I can break that, and I know that this is the given height, which, as you can see, is a little bit lower down, but that's okay because it's giving me, I'd say, options. It's giving me opportunities to do some really neat things with all of this. And one of the neat things I'm going to do is try to get a road in between and down into this area. So from here, just try and get a road down to the area. That's one of the things I'm going to attempt to do once I get the platforms in place. And so with the platforms, the way I would like to put them is not like that, and that's far too curved. I'd like the platforms to be something along the lines of this. Some small concerns, but I'll work on it. Three tracks seems reasonable enough. Now the question is do I put it here? In which case it needs to be straight. Do I put it here? In which case I can get a road right down there. Oh, I have a different idea. This isn't going to work so well though. If I put it here and then put a road through this bit, I could put trains on either side. Okay, slight change of plan, just slight. You can see I'm really pushing this back, but I'm going to place this straight and there. Then I'm going to look at this exit and see how that exit connects. Because it can do that, I can then have that and that, which does work, and I can also have an extra bit here, but my question is whether or not I can get an extra bit in here. That is the bit I need to double check. Also need a drink of water. That's better. Oh, autosave. Why is autosave kicked in now? It's only been about 20 minutes. Oh, I did leave this running for a while. Oh, yes. There was that. I had to do something else earlier, so I left this running and then came back to it, and it must have taken me about 25 minutes to half an hour. So this bit does not work because that's... I say too much curvature, hang on. I can just get something here. I did also say I'm going to try and push this back a little. So, hang on. I'm merely surprised that this works, let alone anything else. Track splitter. So if I split it there, break that, break this entire connection and do this. No tunnel. That's it, the tunnel exit. Good. Might be a little close. That's okay. No, stay flat. Okay, now I have more options. I've got all of this available to me to open this up, which is much nicer, actually. That is much nicer. And then I can place what I wanted to over here. That looks quite good, actually. So I'll place this here. I guess I can have one right to the end, and then I'll pop another one. Come on. Pop another one in like that, and down to the end like so. So you could be up on this platform and able to just about look down into the cargo area. That's pretty neat. That is pretty neat. Now I've got to work out the downhill section. That's okay. I should be able to do that. So from here, if I run alongside this, which is... How closely can I run alongside that? Unfortunately, it's about there only. But that gives me an option to at least do that. Yep. That looks reasonable. Okay. I can smooth... I'll see where I can smooth things out in a little while. So that goes there, that goes there, and as I said, I want another one over on this side. So for this one, I could curve that over, so I can immediately start going off to that side, which could work for me. That could really work, because I can do this. I can place some buildings there. Yes, I'm going to try and place some buildings here. Before I even do this, I'm going to try and place some buildings. Now, that dockyard building, or whatever it looked like, warehouse, I have to find it again. It's a JK old buildings. That's what it is, but I've got to find the right It's not Dockyard Warehouse. That's the one I get it confused with. It's in here, I believe. This one. I think it is this one. There we go. So what I would do is place this... Oh, there is one that you can drive a train through as well, isn't there? So, where's that one? Which one was that? I recall that. Where is it? No. Oh, that was the Dockyard one. So where am I right now? I am in that. So I can remember where I was and where I need to go. That was this. Was this the one that you drive? Oh dear. You drive through? Let me just check. No. This is a more modern one. Right, that wasn't it. Where is it then? Warehouse. Or warehouse? That is the one. There we go. So I could place this like so and aim one of the tracks into this area. Something like that. I'm going to try. What side loading platform? Or I could just do that. I mean, this is pretty neat. I've never used this one. 1x2. I could just do that and have that popped up in that fashion. It does look the part, doesn't it? If only I could tuck it in. I can actually tuck it in there. That's a really silly place, but it does genuinely tuck in. That is not where I wanted it, but it has given me ideas. I could perhaps place it. I can place it here and move the road along. Yes, that seems like a good idea. Okay, that is what is happening. So you go there and I'll actually, come on, very carefully. There we go, a massive... Yep, that looks okay. That definitely looks okay to me. I might not place it all the way down the end. Maybe give it a little bit of a gap. Just because then you've got this bit here. So you can have a run down, a little bit of a path down, a walk. Maybe. I'll see. And then on this side, I have the road. Yes, I think this is how I'm going to do it, which then goes up to here. And that is why I need to potentially get rid of that one. Because the road, that is better. Over here I can have something else. What should I put? I do not know at this point in time. But going back to these buildings and these ones, I think I can potentially place some of these. Yes, just something you can walk down to. I think that is a better option. Oh, which building looks better? I'm just going to pick a building now. That second building looked better. This one looks better. Whatever style that is. I can connect it like that. Although brick colour. Stone, brick yellow. That's even better. There you go. Sort of matches that a little. Or does it? I do not know. Brick red, brick yellow. Oh, the wood. The wood works even better. There we go. Like so. Roof colour, maybe? I don't... Do we have that? Ground texture. No? Okay, that will do. Where are the fire buckets? Fire buckets, please. We need those. And lamps. Lamps? No lamps? Okay, that's fine. Cranes. Yes, I can put some cranes on the side. Done that before. That gives it a little bit more detail. Yes, that just gives it just that little bit more. People, never mind that. A water tower. A lower water tower. That is going to be interesting. It doesn't. Oh, it just fits in between. It just fits in between. It does. That's useful. Just pop that water tower in there. Yes, sure. It gets fed from this one, the reservoir, so it gives it a little bit more depth. Great. And then I think we should have the second set of tracks, which is this set, where I think it needs to curve away a lot faster. I think it does. Also, this is no good because this is not leveling anymore. Perhaps I should not have put the road in just yet. No, there we go. It is now okay. Yes, this is going to have to curve away a lot faster. So let's get a much sharper radius there. There we are. Now the only problem is that this can no longer connect in the way I was hoping, which is a shame. No, wait, it still can. It still can. Tracks. I know these tracks are not the right tracks, but that is not going to put a 250 meter train in it. Is it? No. Most I'm going to get is a 180 meter train. Maybe 200 if I at a push. That's a bit problematic. Or is it I could move this further up? Okay. We'll get there. We will get there eventually. What was it again? Was it dockyard? No, it wasn't. It was just a warehouse, right? Warehouse. This one. With the side loading platform. Tuck it up. Right up against. Oh. How close can we... I could put the cranes on... Can I put the cranes on the platform? Hold on. No. These are different. I do not remember different types of cranes. I guess I could put it on the platform somehow. I'm going to change these cranes. Let's use these cranes, I guess. Just for the sake of it. Oh, the boom arms are all going to cross over each other. It's oh dear. That is a little closer, which gives me how much more space? Another 23 yards. Right, so that's 100 yards right there. So 100 yards plus, say at the tightest one, another 100, that's 200 yards. I could fit a 200-yard train into this. So I am going to probably have to double track some of this. The other problem is that I wanted to connect other things onto this side, but that is not going to happen, clearly. I also have a concern that I'm not going to be able to get the cargo out from here now. Just thinking about that. Let me see. Right, let me focus on that first, and then I'll deal with the other bit. So, say I wanted a configurable, small and compact. Why not? Just to see what does and does not work. Terminal length, much longer. Street connection, much shorter. Apparently it isn't happy with that, but fine. Then I can place it just here with, let's say, higher cargo capacity, sure. 2 terminals. It tucks in. In fact, what if I tucked it in like this? Would it fit? No, it does not fit. But it does fit if I do that. Okay. I'm working on it. I'm definitely working on this. There we go. That and that. Probably put some buildings here. Now, in order to ensure that this is connected properly, I have one option, and that is construction not possible. Why? Okay, here's my one and only option. A narrow street, just a footpath. This allows that to connect to there, which then connects that. There we go. Job done. That is all I needed to do. That has sorted that bit out. That is apparently the console. Let's go ahead and put this back up right up to the footpath. And oh, I could have, but I cannot. I could have just put some trains here, some wagons. I still can. Because all I'm going to do is pop this along just that little bit further. Like so. I'll then place this building, that's the wrong one, this building back in, just there. And then I will try to put the tracks in that give me part of what I believe will look, hopefully, quite reasonable. There we go. That should look all right. So that's a little bit too close. Up to there. Let's get rid of that and build this exactly the same. There we are. I suppose it doesn't It isn't the best. It is not what I was envisaging, but it is not the worst. Oh no. And problems have occurred. Oh no, wait, I can just do that. I'll fix it. I will fix this. There we are. So, at that point, we have this track. I'm sure I can do something with it, but I'm going to do that to that. It isn't, in theory, I suppose it probably isn't going to be used in this fashion. I wonder if I could peel the track out just like this. I'll have to see. This is a work in progress, clearly. There we are. So like that. This is a pretty large yard, but I'm going to try and make Sudbury a pretty large city. And then I will... Now this is where the difficult part starts coming up. It wants to bridge, which is perfectly all right. I need it to... Right, I need to somehow get a bridge that goes across here without causing chaos. That is the bridge I require. Okay. I think it might be important to just get the bridge in first and then deal with the shapes and sizes and whatnot. So that would go there. I need another one to... I need another one to do this. It does just about... If I connect it... Okay. If I connect this like so, up to there... Oh, please do not crash. There we go. And then connect over. It does sort of work. I know this bridge is very, very horrible at present, but I'm working on it. And then from there, we have the opportunity to do that. Or indeed, just do this. I think this will work a little better. And then maybe put the crossing in. Okay, apparently it does not want to have a crossing, but fine. There we go, that will do it. There. Something akin to that. Which does sort of work. And actually, I could potentially put a whole bunch of industry down here. Since this is going to have a lot of industry, I'm still concerned about... I wanted... hang on. Dangerous ideas, but they might work. They do work. Okay. This is silly. This is really silly. But I'm trying it anyway. In case of turning train around, we'll do this, and... It isn't ideal, but it's a good test. This is a good test. So not ideal, but a good test. New plan. Break that, break this bit. I I know what I've done wrong here. Connect that to there. Connect this to there. Open that up like that. Open this up like that. That is better. I know that isn't ideal yet, but I can improve that. Connect that, and why is that not connecting in the same fashion? Maybe just try and build it. There we go. Like that. Probably straighten this bit out. Yes, definitely straighten that bit out. And we might actually have a surprisingly reasonable setup here. How have I mean, I've managed it. It's still going to take another video to get completed, but I have managed it. Can I make this slightly shorter? Do I need to make it slightly shorter? I can tuck it in quite tight there. That is tucked in very tightly. Could I add a third terminal? No. 2 terminals tucked in very tightly like that. I'll sort out what this looks like a little bit later. What I can then do is do this. I am surprised that this is working in any manner. I'll be honest. Can I do this? Hang on. I could do that. I could lift all of this a little and just have that go across. That would be even better. Let's smooth this out. There we are. Oh, I did say I need to fix that as well. Let me fix that momentarily. There you go. So that goes directly across, which opens up all of this area for building. Does not open up the underside here, but that bit there, this is all going to open. There is this. That is still a problem. Oh, but could it be mitigated by me doing this? Now, I know that's currently not ideal. Say I kept that, I don't know, fairly flat. And say I wanted it to do that. I think there's opportunity here. I think there is an opportunity, and it's fine having traffic lights in a tunnel. What could possibly go wrong there? I think it's doable. It's unusual, but it is doable. And that could be a main road going out. That bit is there. That I think we've got. I think I'm on to something interesting here. Let me fix this. And the way that shall be fixed is by doing is by trying to figure this out perfectly. So that goes there and that goes there, which will then lead to you, where is it? You popping out like that. There we go. Done. And you connecting like that. Also done. Okay. That works, that works. This needs... Oh, that's not ideal. But I can fix this. I can fix this because I can lift. Now that this is a straight line, I can break this bit and I can decide to lift. Okay, think. We'll figure this out. I would like to lift this 3 meters. What do you mean it belongs to a switch? It does not. Most certainly does not belong to a switch, but it's fine. I've just broken some farmland. It does not matter. I'll redo this in a moment. I should probably do this with the proper tracks, but I'll sort this out. Yes, that works. And then I get rid of... No. I lift this one up just as much. It does not... Okay, fine. It does not belong to a switch. There we go. Now what I do is I break this bit, as dodgy as it was, and try and reconnect that. I think I'm going to be able to manage this. Might need to just move the track just a touch, but I think I can manage it. Shame I cannot use... I could use this. I could definitely use this one. It sort of looks like the same bridge, just a little newer, which is ideal. Yes, let's do that. I'll get rid of you and you. I'll sort out whatever mess you are causing. Oh, there was a switch there. I apologise, game. There was a switch, and I was just being a bit of a dimwit, it seems. How does that pan out? I could break this little bit here and do nothing but... I can break that and change it to embankment, possibly. That would maybe look better. Okay, that is now completed correctly. Now I can do the whole... Oh, okay, now do that. Have that in a straight line going upwards. Maybe not quite that up. There we go. And smoothly join in. And then copy that for this bit. Then you see the issue here, which is fine because I can take this and lift it not by 3 but by 2 meters. Okay. Break, break, break. Let's try and smooth this out. No, no. What am I doing? Start. No, start. Give me the other. Okay. Let's just do this. Other way. There we go. Up to there. Smooth. Okay. Good. Now I can place the other one. That is also smooth. And I can do this. Which is probably going to be as smooth as I can possibly get this. It is close enough. It is close enough for this particular setup. And at that point, I think it is probably a good time to end this video. This is obviously going to take more than what I have just done today. One more episode and this should be done. In fact, on top of this, I'll do a bit more building in this area, I would say. I think that would really work in my favour. But let me bring this up to 40 mile per hour track through a lot of this. So that's that. Yes, this can be 40, not that bit, just that bit. And not, yeah, just that bit and that bit. So that is all 40. I guess I can bring the track back in here. It's all coming back. It's all being rebuilt. Up to there. Why does it not accept that list? I have no idea. I'll sort it out though. This isn't too big an issue. In fact, I suppose for now, just turn all of this into 40, then I'll break what needs to be broken and reassign to 20. That way, at least, it's starting to look the part. There we go. Oh, I say that, these are not correct. Other 10. There we are, that's better. Other 10. Now it is starting to look the part. Just need to do some detailing, some painting, put some engines in, and that should, in theory, work out rather well. And hopefully I can get enough goods in here to actually make this look somewhat reasonable. I could put a... I just realised I can do something even fancier here. If I wanted to. I could put... Oh, I'm probably going to need to slow this down. But I can do... this. For a little... I don't know. Get rid of that bit. It isn't quite happy. There we go. A little shunting or something. I do not know. Just to move the trains around a bit if they need to be moved. There we go. There's another little section, and I think that looks pretty good. Drop the train off, stop, push it around or something. It isn't that long though. I'll admit that. How long is that in total? 120. This is not that long at all. Perhaps for short trains or something. I don't know. Parking. I'll come up with something. Some excuse or some reason to what I have done. But in the next video, I'm going to be doing some more of this. A lot more of this. I'm going to also save these keyframes as Sudbury. That way I can use it in the future. And at the moment, it still gives me some sort of idea as to how far I have got. So, for now, thank you very much for watching. Please remember to click on the like button if you like this video. Subscribe to the channel for more videos on Transports Fever 2, the UK modded series. Leave a comment in the comments box below letting me know what you think, any suggestions you might have. If you can do so, please do consider supporting me on Patreon. Link in the description box below, as are links to my social media and Discord server. That is all from me, just for now. And next week, we will be completing this freight yard, which I will be honest has gone a lot better than I thought it would. I shall do this. Hopefully that goes a lot better than I think it will. So I'll try and connect that up, get the road in along here, fill this entire area up. I think I'll do all of this bit off camera. I think I need to just start filling all the bits in here. So I'll do this off camera, keep it in a situation where Sudbury clearly is growing. Might even start putting some houses in manually. Perhaps even put a full bus station in here. Move this and put a full bus station here or here. That might be a better option. But I do think that this splits level building setup does work. That is all from me, and I shall see you next time in Transports Fever 2, the UK modded series. Oh, there is so much more that still needs to be done. So much more.